Cardia. I'd like to say that every year in Scotland, in the Central Belt, tens of thousands of fellow Scots march in honour of King Billy. We here may be few in number, but we march against a tyrant who was imposed against the Scottish people as he was across Europe, across Ireland, etc. The Glencoe massacre is the first chapter in a campaign by the British state against the Scottish people to, in effect, wipe out the Scottish identity, to wipe out the Scottish nation, to bring Scotland fully under the boot of the British, Anglo-British state. As Republicans, we stand here in commemoration of the many men and women and children who died here in this glen as part of that campaign of near genocide conducted by King Billy, who some Scottish traitors in their tens of thousands march for every year in the streets of central Scotland. But we could ask them this question: do they really know what they march for? Do they march in their own country in honour of a man who was a tyrant to the people of Scotland, who was an enemy of the Scottish people and of Scottish freedom? They know next to nothing about King Billy. It's our job as Republicans to take the message of what happened at Glen Coe, which was, as I said, the first chapter of an attempt to genocide the Jacobite clans. Now, the Jacobites may be seen by many, and many of our history teachers will tell us it was a romantic myth, but it was no myth. The Jacobites, as they were in Ireland, as in Scotland, stood ultimately for the freedom of Scotland. In later years, the very same clans and Jacobites went on to become Jacobean Republicans, and from those we would trace our DNA, our ancestry as Republicans today. Scottish loyalism is foisted upon us by an alien power, namely England. It is a creed of servility towards a foreign power. It's something that we as Republicans can never countenance, can never bend the knee to, and we do that here today in commemoration of the people who were massacred by the Anglo-British state. We stand also against that British state in the here and now, because as recent history and as you watch your TV screens, you'll see British imperialism unleashed firstly on the people of Ireland, but also on the people of Iraq and on the people of Afghanistan. And right now, Scottish soldiers are being sacrificed on battlefields for England's glory. And our slogan should quite simply be, no Scottish blood for English glory. We stand on the Union Jack because it's a flag that we despise, because it's a bloody butcher's apron that has been used to subjugate not only the Scottish people, but peoples of all colours and creeds across the planet. And as Scots, we should say we want no more of this bloody union. We want no more of imperialism. We demand an independent Scottish republic, a republic that openly embraces all the people equally. This year coming up is going to be a very important year in Scottish politics, very pivotal. We could be facing a Tory government. Some of us would actually say that wouldn't be such a bad thing, because it may waken up some of our people to the reality that voting Labour gets us nowhere, that we will always be dictated to by the English majority which forms the British state. Therefore, the only thing for a Republican to do is support the Scottish National Party for the break-up of the British state and to end imperialism and our solid Scottish identity through that imperialism. So we need to break that state by all means necessary, including voting the SNP, including supporting the SNP in any common referenda on the question of Scottish independence. I'll leave my remarks at that and just conclude by saying Sheralapa, Anish, and Povla Kabu.
We always remind everyone who comes, who's been coming here for hundreds of years or just the first time, of an old legend in Scotland, that in every hill in Scotland lies 300 warriors of the Fane, sleeping, waiting your fingers to blow his horn and wake them up to fight for Scottish freedom. Now, it's a legend, of course, but I'll come to Tam in a minute, because he helped to wake you up if the fingers fell asleep. So, another wee local legend here was at the top of the road there, where the lock is, that the warriors of the Fane in this line fought the Vikings who come up in the long ships. and they dug trenches and they fought them with spears. And this was pooh-hooed because it wasn't written, not our history, you know. But when they dug the road up and the wee roundabout, they found these trenches, they found the shield, they found the spears, they found the bones, Viking bones and their own people's bones, you know. So that's part of our unwritten history that's there. But what we do is, Fingal won't be here to blow his horn and wake everybody up, all the warriors, but we're here, maybe not in numbers that they are in the other walks in Glasgow later on, you know. But we're here, it's a start, and hopefully we'll keep passing it on, others will take up the banners and the cudgels. So what we do is, we'll ask Tam to wake us all up, and all these warriors in the mountains. Wow. Thank you, thanks, Dad.